YouTube video.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, we won't put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Just our two.
It's okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, so the thing is, everything starts with the expression. The expression here is from the nothing to the all, to the everything. When we get to the everything is just a dot in the universe. And this dot here has the whole potential of the whole being. Everything we are, everything we were, everything we are going to be. So all the potentials are just in that one dot, but this potential has the knowledge but doesn't have the experience. So when you have all the knowledge, you realize that the only way to know if you really know it is if you have the experience. So the universe realized itself that it was necessary to express itself in order to create tools to have an experience, and during that experience live different perspective from what he already knows. So everything you do in your life, you already know, and you already know every possibilities of what is real, what is not, everything. But you don't have the experience. So when you experience it, you can transcend your perception, your perspective of everything. So when you transcend your perspective, you can transcend yourself. So you don't have knowledge now, you're wise. And the universe doesn't need knowledge, it needs to be wise. So to be wise needs to remember that everything and the nothing is the same. But the only way to do that is to express, to experience, to live. So in order to do that, the everything, the nothing became together, and the everything expressed. And when it expressed, the idea we could have about that is that the one enlightens itself at first, enlightens itself at first, and in a subtle way it expresses ways of understanding. One of those ways, I will add something here, one of those ways is the expression, which is this. It starts to express like a spiral. When it happens, you have suddenly many perspectives. One here, one there, another one, and so on. So the thing is that when you have one perspective, the first perspective here, you have the first perspective, and what happened here is that you realize that you are something. But in order to understand what you are, you need to look to yourself. You need to see within. But to see within, you need to have a tool to see within. So the universe creates a mirror. That mirror is the expression of yourself outside. So you could see by your own who you are. So that's the other expression.
That's the mirror.
that expression is a mirror of myself. When I have this expression, I start to look at myself, and understand that, oh, this is what I am. And I ask to myself, what can I be? When I ask to myself, what can I be? I express again. So suddenly, the other part of me realized that I am, but realized that myself is questioning itself. What can I be? So when I realize that, I create realities. So I express new realities. So new perspective of myself. I start to see myself in different ways. So I divide myself again. And I create another reality to see me in different perspectives. And another perspective. Another one. And I start to go further beyond the reality. So far away that suddenly I can't remember which was the first step. So I start to go farther and farther and farther. And I start to believe that this is my reality. And the other part of me starts to believe that this is my reality. But it's myself. Yeah? So suddenly, this is the reflection of this part of me. So here you have the co-creation, and here you have the purpose. I know my purpose. I know I need to co-create. I know where I go. I need to create my path. Yeah? So what do we have here? We have time and space. The first two realities. This is the unity. Unity, time and space. This is the first trinity. But you have another one here. The expression of this trinity, of this perspective, is created by sound, light, which are the, and form. Yeah? So this is the expression, the trinity of sound, light and form through unity, time and space. Yeah? This is the trinity. Frequency, frequency, energy and geometry.
Can you write that underneath both each one?
Yeah.
Too?
Frequency, energy, geometry.
And then the light thing too.
Yeah. Sound, light and form. Yeah. So what happened next is this. Here I know who I am. I am everything. But here I decide to be something else, to know myself. So I create my other self so I could recognize myself from outside. So I say, oh, I can be this. So what else can I be? I ask to myself. So the other part of me starts to change itself in two. And I reflect it in other two. And they reflect it in other ones and other ones. And that starts to make a tree. Yeah? We call it the tree of life. And so on, like this. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but also we have this
Underneath.
exactly, because this is a how to say branch?
Roots.
branches.
Roots.
Yeah, roots and branches, and suddenly they start to be connected. Yeah, from one side another. So this tree here, this point here is the unity. It's another way of seeing this.
Yes.
This point here is the unity. Then you have the spiral, and you can see the first branches.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then you have many other branches that start to open. So what we have here, the first two branches are time and space. But then you have geometry. So you have the platonic solids. Yeah? The tetrahedron, dodecahedron, icosahedron, you know, that ones. Then other ones, and then other ones, and like this, until you have all these shapes in the universe. So everything you have here is the expression of many, many other branches that are born from the same tree of life. Yeah? From the main branches, that is time and space. So the problem is this, that when you start to divide yourself in many, many ways, so you could see yourself in many, many other perspectives, when that happens, what you have is that more farther you go, you are farther from the other branch. So you cannot see it anymore. So you cannot recognize it as yourself because you cannot see it. So when this happens, suddenly we arrive at the very top. You cannot go farther. You only can go back. When you arrive here, there is only one way to go back, to recognize yourself. So here it is, the moment of integration. The moment of integration is half integration and half experience. The experience of integrity, the experience of integration. First is duality, unity, duality. The duality creates the trinity, and the trinity needs to create the unity again. Yeah? But to do that, in order to do that, you have to experience the duality the farther you can. Farthest you can. And when you arrive here, for example, a very high level master in spirituality, or the worst killer ever, yeah, homicide,
The polarity.
the polarity, yeah. Now this one must recognize this one as part of him, and this one must recognize this one as part of him. In order to do that, we need to integrate. So the experience starts to be the integration, and to make the integration, this one will try to find the other one. Yeah? And this one will try to find the other one. That's what we call evolution. Evolution is not just an experience, it's experience of integration. Yeah? So when you start to evolve in biology, it means that you in spirituality, in many other dimensions, you had experienced the duality a lot. Now you start to leave the duality to find here each other and start to get united. So the process starts like this. The space starts to show to the other one that he needs something from you. So the first you need to do is to tell the other one, pay me attention. I am here. So this one that is in the very, very low frequency, the only way he knows how to call the attention to the other one is maybe killing someone very close, okay? Because he doesn't know other aspect of reality. He only knows the dark, okay? The expression of the dark. Here, until here, it was not dark. Here became the dark. So he doesn't know how to talk to him. So he starts to make his life a mess. Paying attention. So this one start to pay attention here. But the thing is how I'm gonna pay attention here. The first paying attention was two cells. One cell that said I cannot do it by myself. I need another one. So he was the other one saying I will help. So they got united and they create this. When they create this, then start to create another shape, and start to make cells. And then you became female and masculine. Yeah, male and female. So that starts the reproduction. This one calling the attention, this one and this one responding to this one, yeah, and once and again. And suddenly we start to unite by evolution in these frequencies, yeah. The unity is like something that you can only get by connecting the extremes in evolution. It's the only way, unless in this universe. So what happens here is that when this one goes here and suddenly find the other one, start a fight. There are two ways. If you're in balance, I will put you in your words, you fuck. If you're not in balance, you are fucked.
Yeah, in my words. Yeah.
Okay? So that's a way to understand. So is reproduction by love or fighting in a war.
Right.
Yeah? So, but both of them are good. Yeah, they exist. Okay, one is in balance, the other one is unbalanced. So the thing is that this one that should be more clever than this one, or this one should be more clever than this one, doesn't matter. One of them must say, why I'm living this? Why this is representing to me this trouble? Why? When you realize that this one is just a tool so you could understand yourself, to transcend yourself in another level of consciousness, when you realize that, you forgive the personality of this one, recognizing that you are him too. When you do that, you remember you are one. When you remember you are one, you forgive. Don't forgive the fact. You forgive because you realize that you created that reality. So you hug the reality to understand yourself. Not to understand the other one, to understand yourself. That's why sometimes spiritual ways needs to be alone. Because it's the only way you can understand that you are always alone. Because we always was just one. So when you go within, you recognize that the other ones that are your reflection is yourself trying to explain yourself. Something that you know but you didn't understand. So when that happens, you have to get the balance again. So to reestablish that balance, you need to make the path of recognition, the path of forgiveness. Yeah? and live many lives, many perspectives, many ways that we call chromosomes. Yeah? Chromosomes. Until you have a complete vision of everything.
It's the eye.
When you have the complete vision of everything, you can express yourself by your eyes that are the eyes of the soul. When you get united, suddenly, to transcend this, because you go and go back, go and go back, you're always going to be in this path if en lugar de besides recognizing the other, you defend yourself. If you defend yourself, only your perspective, without saying, okay, I recognize that this is also important, but I need to transcend and recognize my power, and after that I can integrate you. When you do that, you can connect both. But if you don't, you always go until here and go back, here and go back. But the way of evolution is to do everything. If you don't do all the path, so you always will be evolving. Always. And you cannot go out. Always in the same planet, the same lives, repeating the same facts. Everything. So when you transcend this and start to get united, you do this. And when you do this, you cross another level of consciousness in which you recognize all the teachings you got, all the learnings you got, yeah, and you remember your lives, you realize about yourself through experiences, and you recognize the other ones, and you start a planetary mission. This is not just yourself. This is when you are in service of everyone. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you are still here. Yeah? You live in duality too, because you are still doing this path to try to understand the other one, but not every step, but just the big picture. Yeah, you have the big picture. So you start a mission. But to transcend this, you will see, we are here in the first dimension, which is the unity. Then you have duality. And then you have the Trinity, which is this connection here. Trinity. When you have the Trinity, to go back here, you need to transcend the Trinity. So you need to go outside this line and go above it. Above? Yeah? So in order to do that, you need to recognize this and go over it. When you go over it, you're in fourth dimension. What's fourth dimension? Outside time and space. When you go outside time and space, you see from above. And that's when you do this.
So where would you write that that's the fourth dimension?
That's the fourth dimension.
Okay.
Fourth dimension is when you realize, okay, that one is me. Okay, that one is me. So let's take all the lives, all the experience away, and just take a look from very high. When you take a look from very high, from outside, you recognize that time and space are a creation of yourself to live the experience of integration to transcend a new reality. So when you do that, you can go back to the center. Here. You can do this path again. This point here is the fifth dimension, the center. You can do it from here or from here. This way is the hardest. This way is flowing. This way gives you a lot of troubles, but it's fun. Yeah. This way, make it quickly. Yeah. But you can do it quickly, but not escaping. If you want to escape, to get here, escaping this experimentation without having lived it,
You don't get the learning.
don't get the learning, so this will be horrible. Because when you arrive here, you will live all the experience in one. It's the only one. The only way you can go here. So it's better to go step by step and then realize, okay, I need to transcend. So I need to see evolve and flow. Here is when everything starts to work in a very good way. When you see the whole picture. So suddenly you need to transcend the form. This is not the transcending form. You need to transcend form. And to transcend it, you need to go outside this system. So that's the sixth dimension, which is here. So now we start the path of the purpose. The path of the purpose is to have many lives, but in a different way. You're not fighting, you're in service all the time. So you start going back here. 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the 9 dimensions you need to live to go back to the unity. You already lived them, but the 9th dimension, you live it separated. The 8th dimension, you live it separated. 7th dimension, separated, expressing yourself. 6th dimension, separated, creating the 3rd dimension. Yeah? Because you need the 5th dimension. So this is the first path, and then the next one. Yeah? But you did this, through the duality. Now we should go back to the center. So to get to the unity, you need to realize about all the process and see it from above, and recognizing that to get to the 5th dimension, in order to transform the reality, enlighten the reality, get in the flow of the Christ, and be part of the divine, you need for sure integrate 3rd dimension and transcend 3rd dimension by living it in balance. You cannot go out this evolution way if you are not responsible of our own creation. This is about responsibility. It's not about someone sending you here to do something, and if you do it well, you go back. It's not good and bad, it's nothing like that. It's to be responsible about our own creation and our own this side of experimentation. So you can only go there if you recognize yourself here. And that's why we need to enjoy third dimension, but don't get attached to third dimension. And
So do each of these involve a chakra?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There are 12. The chakras are 12, but the most important are 9.
That's the Christ conscious. No, that's 7
Yeah.
is Christ conscious.
It's like this one is like below.
Okay.
It's depending as you see it, because this one could be the top or below. It doesn't matter. Because
The opposite.
yeah, because after that you do this. So when you start again the process, this one became the head. Before was the feet, but now it's the head. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. This one is constant flow that we call the electromagnetic field, or the torus. Yeah,
Yeah.
the torus.
Mhm.
This is the center. Then you have again the same. You have again the same. Oops.
Are you still dealing with the opposites there, as you are
You
here?
have another kind of opposite here.
Okay.
It's different. It's not a person against a person recognizing itself as a person. Is the universe recognizing itself as a universe. It's other level. So here you have the archangels, all that kind of entities that they don't even know we exist here. It's this. We are on the roots. They are in the leaves. But we are connected through this and this. So you can be connected from here to here, and that's what we call channeling. Okay? Channeling is when someone here realizes about an information here, and an electromagnetic field connect them from
And then
here
so that's
to
why a bad person can channel too.
here. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if that person is connected with this, they can channel it.
Yeah.
There is not good and bad here. It's only magnetism. It's only numbers.
So the way back to here is
Yep.
to realize there is no duality.
Yeah, the duality is just an expression.
Okay.
It's just an expression that helps you to see yourself.
See yourself. Because we have to see ourselves.
Exactly.
I remember.
But I don't like when people say duality is disgusting, or we need to go outside the duality, because it's
No.
not recognizing
Right.
that you created. So it's like saying, I don't like my son. I would kill him because I don't like him. Something like that.
Yeah, stupid. I remember, I can't remember, there's something that, there was experience and perception, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you remember you wrote that in too? Do you remember writing that in?
Well, the perception, no, it's not just here. The perception came when you arrive here in the center. This is the perspective from where you see, and this is the perspective from where you see.
So perspectives on both sides.
Yeah.
And experiences on both sides.
The experience is everything you need to have to integrate, and the perception, the perspective, are from both points. When they see each other, they start to integrate. So the experimentation is here. It's all in this DNA.
Yeah.
It's in the DNA. Yeah. But this one, because it should be more clever. Should be more clever spiritually talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Not mentally. should be clear. So his perspective should change his perspective, because this perspective is fractal. Okay, it's like this perspective here.
Yeah.
The space perspective is geometry. This perspective is spiral. Is this and this.
Mini workshop?
No, I won't. Is this and this. So this one, the time, has the flow, and the space, they are both the same, because this one creates this one, and this one make it creates the past, present, and future because of this. So the structure. So this one has the experience and space, and time gives you the time to experience. So the time is the perspective in which you see the experience, because you can be here in the present or project your future, but with the perspective of the past. Yeah, so that's why this one can change this one, because my perspective of my reality can change the forms of my actions and the forms of others' actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why first we need to change before shape, form, geometry. Space is the time, which is our energy, that is our light. When we change our light, we change the form and the geometry and the way that others look to us or act against us or towards us.
Or themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or themselves. That is ourselves. So this is kind of like resume.
A what?
Resume. A resume.
Resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A resume. Yeah.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Very.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Then you need to send it to me.
Okay.
Maybe we can put it on YouTube,
Yeah.
because it's